permission. Tours like a war, I'm getting minimum 5 mil permission. Hit the ignition and beat the emission. Like a clinician more than a musician. My flow rare like a first edition. Report for dismission. Everything I ever thought of, it came to fruition. King of the transition. We never switch and peep the acquisition, no omission. Your lyrics dry it in the prepare for collision. Then the satellite that's on an orbiting mission.
I remember we didn't have any permission. Never forget, we on a mission. I remember that they didn't even want to listen. Now we cooking, we ain't even in the kitchen. I remember we didn't have any permission. Never forget, we on a mission. I remember that they didn't even want to listen. Now we cooking, we ain't even in the kitchen.
I think he knows when I play with him like that, when I say something like that, have my with him like that. I think he knows.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we're on the road to the Super Bowl. Let the postseason begin. We're underway in this AFC Wildcard Weekend contest. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Where one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. They give it to him again. It's going to be a pickup of about 2. That leaves him with 3rd and 9.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. Back to throw now. Has him on the quick hitter. And a massive hit at the end of that play. Oh, baby. But he hangs on through it. Still able to get that first down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he's chased all the way to the sideline and out of bounds near the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, and they got a tackle behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
Takes the handoff, now to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit... incomplete. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything, and they just did.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Hall comes in motion right. Here he is on third and long. His running back hauls it in deep right. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 27 on the play. And that's a Vegas first down. They're throwing it. Flush down now to his left. Now he takes it.
Well, you don't get the first down, but I'll tell you this, Kate, that drives the defense and the defensive coordinator nuts. They do everything right. They win, and yet still QB makes something out of nothing.
Second down now, 7 to go. From the 24. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. First time this game they've looked to him. And that means third down coming up.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. They're going play action. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Second down now, 7 to go. Setting up a throw. And this will be a Las Vegas touchdown. The Raiders finish up an excellent opening series. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone while getting your offense established in its top gear right here early on.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Return starts at the 3. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Back now, pressure on its way. Completes this one to Baker. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Pass play on 1st and 10. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. Well, no look on his first look of the game. So it's second down coming up.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes. And your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time, well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
Second and 10 now. Laying out for this one, and he makes the... Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And it'll give the Jets a first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball. Even though that run did not net them a first down, I can promise you this, Kate. I promise you. I know how it works. They're going to circle that one. They're going to remember that one. And when they need some key yards on the ground, they'll come back to that call later.
Back-to-back carries here. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. Following the run, we see he's still out there dealing with some sort of injury. They'll head out to check on him. Up to the line, and they're set. First and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's first and goal. Now it's a bootleg for him. Flushed out of the pocket. Has it in close. And there's a big hit right after that catch. So the play limited to maybe just a couple yards.
It's one thing to draw all these routes up when you're in the pocket. It's quite another when a play breaks down. Timing on routes change when you leave the pocket and scramble. What a great adjustment to still deliver a clean ball.
Still chances to get these final 4 yards. It's second and goal. Looking for a throw here. That's incomplete left side.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back into rhythm.
Buckle up. It's third and goal. Pass play coming here. The back's got it. And in. Touchdown, New York. They're out to try and tack on the extra points. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Jets respond with 7 of their own to tie it here early. On is the Jets kickoff team now to tee it up and send it away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. They'll throw to begin this drive. Short pass brought in. And he's tackled for a short gain.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Second down now, 7 to go. Here's a throw. He fires one deep down the middle. Big gain downfield. And he's able to get this down to the 36. That one goes for 31 yards and a first down when all is said and done.
You know, Kay, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
We've reached the end of one in this opening round of the AFC playoffs. Both teams neck and neck so far. More from MetLife coming right up. Time now for the second quarter. Raiders in possession. They've got a first to begin the frame. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
Here's 2nd and 7. Completed to his running back. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's good for a Raiders first.
You just got to love that angle, right? It's been around a long time, but think about it defensively, Kate. How many times do you see the backs out of the backfield or just run to the flat? The great running backs know how to plant their foot, sell that flat route, break it off to an angle, and break off a first down.
Throw left side, complete. And he goes out approaching that 10-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's a Vegas first down.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
And they bring him down pretty quickly at the 10. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They'll try and throw it here. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour. And there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Third and long for him here. The back grabs it. Touchdown. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even in early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Kicking team on to try the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Raiders break that tie and now lead by 7. The Raiders kicking team is out there and they'll boot this away. Starting from the 5. He's got a lane up past the 30. And they'll start this drive in good position, a little shy of the 40. Nice field position for the Jets as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing it to start this drive. Fits it through the middle. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. They manage 22 on the rip and a first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
And that hit stops him in his tracks. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
Throwing from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my line.
And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Raiders get it back as he intercepts him for the 2nd time this game. Well, partner, you know this one firsthand. Getting them behind the sticks really limited what the call could be on the offensive side, and no doubt helped set up that INT.
Unfortunately, I sure do. And when you're in these situations, you got to have self-talk. You really do as a quarterback. You got to tell yourself, 3rd and long, extra long like this, protect the football. Protect the football. A punt is okay. Quarterback extra aggressive in the defense, well, they did exactly what they wanted to do. They took it from them.
They touch him down, but a great pickup, and it's good for a 1st.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 37. That one's complete over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
Man, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the 1st down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
They'll run here on 1st down. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire 1st half. They drop him behind the line.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
So it's the 2-minute warning here from MetLife. The Raiders pushing for a bigger lead before halftime. All right, here we go. 2nd down. They go play action here. Headed out right. Oh, no touchdown. It's intercepted.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Hits his running back. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. They'll throw on 1st. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Second down now, 7 to go. Back to throw. Got his target, it's Baker. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains. There wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Finds a seam down the middle. And he's taken down at the 30. The Jets take their first time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. First and 10 now from the 30. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. He's got it near the 10. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Working inside the red zone. And that's a New York touchdown. So he looks to and finds the big fella, and his tight end takes it in for 6.
Such a reliable weapon down in the red zone. It kind of reminds me like a point guard making an entry pass to that post player. When you trust your big people around you, and when a quarterback trusts his tight end like that, it makes a difference.
Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on first down. Back to throw it. On the move, headed right. Throwing deep down the near side. Forces that one, and it's intercepted. And the Jets are stopped on that return, so that interception is going to be the final play of this opening half. We've reached the midway point of this contest. 2 quarters down, and an exciting 2 to go. The NFL on EA Sports returns after this. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Huard with you as we're about set to begin the third quarter. With this kick, we're back underway. A spot in the divisional round on the line. This return starts at the 5. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10. They'll come out throwing. And that's going to be knocked away. May have saved a completion there. And that brings us to the end of our third quarter. Great defensive effort to reject that one. So that brings up second down.
That's just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target could make a play on it.
Lone back gets the handoff. And he gets taken down immediately right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on third down.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
Throwing on third and long. This has been a trend, yet another interception. And the Raiders take over as he records his 10th career INT. Well, Brock, it was an absolute battle in the first half as they played to a tie, heading into the locker rooms. And already we have the first big play of half number 2 with that INT.
Yeah, not just the first big play, but maybe the first separating play here, Kate. There's always a moment in the second half, especially when one of these teams makes the play, right? That one that we're going to circle and look back to is the defining play of the half. We may just have witnessed it right there.
And he gets this down to the 41 before being stopped. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Hall comes in motion right. Here we go, 2nd and 9. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
First down from the red zone. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. When we look back at this one, Brock, it is going to be defensive highlight after defensive highlight. And there again, the examples, they just keep coming.
The physical play has been the trademark. Really, from the first snap through this second half, there have not been many just uncontested, clean, efficient plays. Every effort's been answered, and that's why that scoreboard's not been lit up.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Chased out to his right. That one's incomplete in the end zone. Took his shot at 6 that time. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. Tough to blame him for that drop, Brock. Even if it would have been a touchdown, that was a great effort defensively, timing that hit, keeping them from hitting the end zone.
Reaction and burst. You get in the red zone defensively, you'll hear it all the time. You cannot wait. You've got to react. And then you got to burst. And that defender does a tremendous job of breaking that pass up with contact.
Pass it down close. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Escapes the pocket. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
Look at the coverage on that play, Kate. I love that. That is textbook defense right there. When the quarterback escapes the pocket, man, you got to find somebody. You got to go get sticky on your offensive guy. That's exactly what the secondary did, and it forces the throwaway.
Off the play fake, he's going to throw. Buying some time right. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. Here we go, right up the gut. And he gets in, touchdown! The Raiders grab the lead on their first series of the half. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score, don't let it go to 4th and goal. And he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
Now, how about the other side? Beating a defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop him on 3rd and goal.
Return coming from the 6. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Called in left side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 22 on that one. And it'll give the Jets a first down. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. He'll throw it. Completed over the middle. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. It was the rookie from LSU that time on the tackle.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Flies past the first, inside the 30. And he has it almost to the red zone, down at the 21-yard line. That's up with a nice 21 yards. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
Best run games in this league at balance. Can run it inside, and as they just showed right there, doing damage on the outside.
First down, and they go right back to it. And he's going to run this one well into the red zone to the 14. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Second and 3 now. Dropping back to throw. He brings it in. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. Runs in for the New York touchdown. The Jets can tie it up after hitting pay dirt in the 3rd. They'll set up here for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jets tie this game at 21. On is the Jets kickoff team now to tee it up and send it away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Hand off to the back. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. From the 32. Pass complete to Walker. Hits the 20. He does it. Touchdown. The Raiders just need 2 snaps to steal the lead. The impact this guy has had on this game, Brock, has been massive. They'd be on the comeback trail right now if it wasn't for his 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and that second one far bigger than his first when you just look at the game circumstances. Puts him in front here in the second half. It puts a little jet fuel in the engines of their defense.
That one right down the middle. And the Raiders break that tie and now lead by 7. The Raiders kicking team is out there and they'll boot this away. Here's a return from the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. So it'll be 2nd down. Now looking to throw. Short pass brought in. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Throwing now from the gun. Catch is made down the right sideline. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. 35 on the pickup. And it'll give the Jets a 1st down. So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll get down to the 21-yard line before he stopped. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3. From the 21. And that's incomplete, and he's happy to have that one fall compared to, well, the alternative. Looked like it was going to be picked there.
Oh, that was such an opportunity lost. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points on the series. And instead, well, he just couldn't quite hang on.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth yet, have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did. You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll throw. Connects on the crosser. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. 1 quarter to go, Brock, and we'll see who can earn the wild card win. The Raiders have it, hoping to close out a win and advance another round. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Play action on 1st down. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Handoff on 2nd and short. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Hey, look, any run of this size is going to wound a defense. But you get this game going right at the heart of their defense, you start to break their will and break their pride.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Man in motion headed right. To throw it on 1st down. To the ground it goes. That's incomplete. Looking for the back that time. And it sets up 2nd down.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Takes the handoff, now to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. So they're left facing third and long.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
Third and long for him here. Completed to his running back. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow. Kate, it's 3 more on the scoreboard, but both sides really know it's all about one possession here in the fourth quarter when it really matters.
Starting from the 5. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun here. Forced out to his right. No place to go, so he just threw it away.
You hear so many programs all around the league talk about it's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. And right there, he understood it's all about the ball, and I'm not going to risk a turnover wisely, throwing it away.
2nd and 10 now. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
First and 10 from the 41. They'll throw it. That's going to be caught by Carter. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. The give now out of the shotgun. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
Raiders loading up the secondary on 3rd down. Count them, 6 DBs on the field. Looking to throw. He's on the move. Caught by the open man. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
This throw is caught. They drop him with a big hit. At least he's able to hold on for the game, but boy, Brock, what a shot.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Throwing here on 2nd and a handful. Oh, he lost the football. Oh, they got it back. They can try and can salvage something. And they corral him well behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, I think you know the only thing redeeming about that play, Kate.
They got the ball back.
Yeah, well done. Yeah, they got the ball back, but a whole lot longer down in distance.
He goes back to him yet again. Complete. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line.
Pursue, pursue, pursue. It's why they do these drills all the time, Kate. You do them through the offseason, you do them through training camp, you do them in the regular season. Because when a defense plays with tremendous pursuit, you force fourth downs just as they did.
3 plays haven't gotten it done. Now a 4th to try to reach that end zone. Back to throw it. And he's going to take this across. Touchdown, New York. The Jets now trail by just a point in the 4th. On for the PAT, and a make would tie us up late. The kick is good, so this game now hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the 4th. On is the Jets kickoff team now to tee it up and send it away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. They're going play action. Tight end reels in the shallow throw. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from New York. Raiders pushing to get within range for a game winner. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 39. Oh my goodness, it's intercepted! And the Jets have the football as he records his 12th INT of this season. Well, he's had the kind of scoring day you love to see out of him. 3 touchdowns in the book so far. But now 3 interceptions thrown as well. Gotta do without those.
Yeah, you do. The aggressiveness has helped him find the end zone several times, but it's also led him to find defenders several times as well. You got to figure this out. It's a quarterback teeter-totter. How to dial the mistakes back while keeping that aggressive mindset as well.
Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
I think we got to be careful, and I'll raise my hand of thinking that play was just a nothing burger. Because what can happen from that, Kate, is you put some nice toppings on it. A play-action pass, a shot that comes down the road from what looked like a very plain play.
Here he is to throw. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. On first down, they'll run. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Timeout taken by the defense. They're second. Wary of the clock here, Brock, but at least all their timeouts are still available. It's 1st and 10. Another carry for him. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Now the Raiders using the last of their timeouts. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
They're all set up for the game winner. Let's see how they approach it, starting with this 1st and goal. It goes to a knee as time winds down in this one. They drop to a knee, and what little time we have left here is going to tick down. Now a timeout's called. It's not their last one, though, so they can try another play before setting up for that field goal. They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. They're headed up the middle, and he breaks the tie. That's going to win him this game. Brock, touchdown! Absolutely clutch score there, Brock, as they take the lead here in the final minutes.
Incredible execution. The moment not too big for any of them, and Kate, they cashed in when it really mattered.
That one splits the uprights. And the Jets break that tie and now lead by 7. On is the Jets kickoff team now to tee it up and send it away. Brown with a return here. And he gets what he can by diving down, but they're still backed up a ways to begin this series. They're out and set, 1st and 10. One final shot here. Buys time, rolling right. Try and push it deep downfield. So the win goes to the Jets. And they're headed to the divisional round next week. Great start to their playoffs and getting the win at home, but the test's only getting harder from here on out. That does it for another broadcast of the NFL on EA Sports. With my partner in the booth, Brock Huard, I'm Kate Scott. It's a well-earned win for the Jets as we say so long from New York.